This channel is for immature audiences only. It is not for children, only for childish adults. We might play some video games that kids also like, but we say words like fuck and shit with alarming frequency and make crude, inappropriate, and morbid jokes all the damn time. Level 0 NPCs assumes no responsibility if your idiot spawn watches this and gets traumatized.
Hank
Rogers, the man that brought Tetris to the West.
Whoa.
Thanks, Hank Rogers.
That's bullshit.
No, it's not. It's true.
It's true.
But it's bullshit?
But it's still bullshit.
There's a lot of true bullshit out there.
What's Hank short for?
Henry?
I'm not sure. It's Dutch.
Henry.
It's not Hank. It's
Hank.
Hank.
Oh, Hank.
Hank.
Oh, Hank.
I think he's Dutch or something.
Yeah, I'm talking about Hornry.
Hornry. Hornry is the shittiest name for a D&D character who is a tiefling.
Hornry.
Yeah.
Hornry.
Yeah.
Everyone calls him Honk.
Whoa. Well, let's just get started with, speaking of bad bits of language, what is the speakeasy password for this week?
Oh my God. First thing, right off the bat.
Right off the bat.
We are going to lose half the people when they hear this.
Half of them.
Here we go.
We're here to divide the room.
Including maybe half
I
the
can confirm
NPCs.
after the fact.
Yeah, no guarantees.
All right, here we go.
Here we go.
Find an employee and say, are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Don't let yesterday's shadows steal today's sunshine.
It's fine.
It makes sense, at least.
It's basically nothing, but it's inoffensive nothing.
Yeah. I can muddle through that one pretty quickly and easily.
Like what I said about Mitchell Weeb's artwork when I was touring the gallery and then he emerged.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a nice way of saying don't be depressed.
Yeah.
Just stop being that. If you're feeling depressed,
don't let your depression fuck up your day.
Yeah. Come on. Don't be a dick.
Open the carriage door, house door.
What? What the fuck? When did we get here?
Moments ago. Mere moments. It appears that the carriage house was once used as a stable. The stall is empty, but there are some old hay bales being stored on the upper level. North leads to a gazebo, east to the lodge, and south eventually leads to the river.
I had a friend who was so convinced that the word for gazebo was Casepo.
Casepo.
And when I said gazebo in front of him, he's like, you know it's pronounced Casepo, right? I'm like, it's truly not.
It's really not.
Truly not. And he's like, no, it is. I'm like, why are you so sure? And you're so wrong. This is fucked up. Are you joking? You got to be joking, right? Like, and he's like, no, it's Casepo. And I'm like, this is so easy to prove wrong. Here we go. Let's go. And he was devastated when he found out. I was like, why? How did this happen to you?
I don't think that I'm generally a spiteful person, but I do revel in people being confidently wrong, getting devastated by being told how wrong they are. And
especially if they were being pedantic and correcting someone.
Yeah, totally. I get it. I just was like, I just want to know the circumstances on how that happened. Like,
I have like a hypothesis about how this could have happened.
Okay.
Let's say he saw a sign that said some kind of pointing to a gazebo, and let's say the sign is a little bit weathered. So the G, the little curvy part that comes into the O part of the G, it looks like a C. So someone he's with is like, oh, look, there's a Casepo over there, just as a joke. And he's like, oh, yeah, there is one over there. Like, not realizing that his friend is joking.
Okay, but how do you get from the B to the P? You know, that's the killer for me, right? Like I can understand the C to the G.
For no reason, the B was hinged at the bottom and flipped around.
It's a really beat up side. Yeah, it's got screwed on letters.
It didn't flip 180 degrees like you would think. It instead flipped lengthwise. Weird. I'm gonna let Google weigh in on this right here.
Wouldn't that be a Q?
It is, according to Google.
Gazebo.
You're right. Yeah. Okay. Good.
Google said that so much louder than I thought it would.
It's an REO touring car. You've spent more hours than you'd like in that automobile. You get sore just looking at it.
Is it a speed wagon?
I badly want to drive that car through the closed barn doors.
It's a touring car, which it was made in the specific proper time.
And I can't fight this feeling anymore. Wow.
If you can't drive the car, you will dismantle it.
Wow.
Stall for a horse next to the car?
Mm-hmm.
Looks like one, yeah.
Yeah, it used to be a stable. I kind of was thinking of the Colonel's Bequest. They have a similar kind of thing where there's an old carriage house with a stable in it.
Wow.
The stall is empty. It doesn't take a detective to conclude that it once held a horse. Open stall. You don't need to open the stall. Get in stall. That doesn't seem to work. Hide in stall. That achieves little effect.
Well, now we can't do
horse.
anything. Yeah, become a horse. Yeah, we didn't try that.
You
climb up the ladder.
Anamorph into horse.
Oh my god, a ladder climbing animation.
You can press escape next time if you want to skip that if you want. But I wanted us to enjoy that together.
Whoa, hold on. Is her head going through the roof?
I'm not skipping any animations.
Oh yeah, it is. Like that's something somebody reported and I didn't fix it because I didn't want to.
Oh, like
good
here?
call.
Yeah.
Good call.
Yeah.
Who needs to fix that when it's not broken?
If someone sends you an email about that, you should just write an email back that says "grow up." Period.
They're right. They're right that you need. But it's actually coming to think of it technically. I wouldn't be able to fix it without breaking everybody's save games, and I didn't feel like the trade-off was, worth it.
Right. You just add a little crab walk animation when she's in tight spaces. Even a city girl such as yourself can tell that those hay bales are old and dusty. It seems there hasn't been much need for them in a long time. Get hay. Hay is for horses. Become horse.
Thank you, Luke.
You can't use become in this game. It seemed natural. Undo hay bale. Unfortunately,
debale hay.
Unbale hay. Debale hay. Nope. Climb.
I was starting to get that feeling where words lose their meaning there for a minute.
I'm not sure if one unbales or debales hay. Or, it must be, right? Like one of those?
It's gotta be.
Oh.
We must close the door. Okay. Nancy's not going to give up until I go and talk to Albert, so let's take care of that.
Sure.
Okay. All right. If you say so.
Well, every time I get further away from the lodge, she's like, no, I got to talk to Albert. So now I just got to find Albert.
How was Halcon, Matt?
Halcon was great. Halcon was great. We... hold on. I got to be Albert. Hold on. You got to be... Ooh.
Oh, that's right.
What's going on?
Luke was just bursting from Albert's torso.
What are you... Wow, we're right in him.
There we go. Albert is staring fixedly out of the window. talk to Albert.
Is there no respite from you?
Should I ask him about his kit?
Ask about Kit.
Albert says he left his kit out there. He only came in for a quick snack. Snack.
Say, Mr. Espa, may I borrow a tool or two from your kit? I promise to put them right back once I'm done with them.
Certainly not. I've had enough of a break. I'm returning to work now.
Albert abruptly turns on his heel and makes for the door.
What a dink!
Albert is gone for a while. You're about to leave the kitchen when you hear his heavy footsteps once more.
My field kit is gone! Did you do this, Jack? No, I surely didn't.
Feels weird to, go directly to, accusing Jack when I'm the most obvious culprit.
You just asked if you could borrow his tools, and then they disappeared.
I was there, yeah. And I mean, he left his tools with me. I was the last person around his tools. But, sure.
And we've been behaving way crazier than Jack.
Where is it? Mr. Richards will hear of this. Who knows? Could be a bear carried it off. You can't go leaving stuff outside unattended. I don't think Mr. Richards cares much about your problems. Why don't you just sit tight until the bridge is repaired? Sorry. Then you can get out of here and never come back. My superiors will send me a replacement kit. Take me to the train station immediately. Can't. Car's broken. Darndest thing, I put it in the carriage house and a part of it broke right off. I haven't got a replacement. It's real weird. Nathan's got a car and spare parts, only he's not around, So please, go make yourself a drink and enjoy some of our northern hospitality.
Albert glares but says nothing.
You can really tell Jack is enjoying that coffee.
I still need to collect one more sample from outside the lodge.
All right.
Nothing pairs with a nice hot cup of coffee like someone else's problems.
Boy, is that true.
You open the main door and go outside.
Yeah, Halcon was great. We set up our booth. We were up in the gaming floor, so it was away from the vendor floor because the vendor floor is fucking crazy.
It was an introvert's nightmare on the vendor floor.
Oh God, it was really an extrovert's nightmare too. It was really
just a regular nightmare, a human nightmare.
Yeah, sort of. It was just so many people. But we were up on the gaming floor and it was real quiet, and we sold out of all of our 3D prints. It was great.
Oh wow, awesome! Congratulations.
Thank you. It was pretty awesome.
I was theoretically there all weekend to help. I helped several times total. It sort of didn't come up very much, but
you did. It was great.
It was fun.
Honestly, it was kind of just an excuse to hang out with you, and you get into the con. We had an extra
met some
pass.
of Matt's students. I met Jim Butcher, shook his hand, got him to sign the first copy of the Dresden Files. That was pretty cool.
That's awesome!
Yeah.
Wow.
I didn't want to take your Jim Butcher story away.
I was weirdly nervous. I didn't get nervous until right when I walked up to his table. But then all of a sudden I was like, hi, I like your books. It was weird. I've never had that before.
Yeah. Creator of Harry Dresden himself.
He seemed like a very nice guy. He seemed deeply spiritually exhausted from sitting at that table in that loud room.
Yeah,
and he was still very nice when I talked to him about the books and stuff like that. So yeah,
I imagine it would be. Like, I've worked cons before. Like, that shit is exhausting no matter what you do. I worked an entire con, like, mostly just sitting down at a table behind the booth, and I was still tired at the end. So, yeah, I'm not at all surprised. We're going to take a sample. Take sample. You dig a lump of dirt out of the river bank. You are surprised at how deep you have to dig before you find minerals of any kind. You take advantage of the handy-dandy river and wash the dirt away from your sample.
Oh, wonderful. Looks like I've obtained a good sample from the riverbank. Oh, I've nearly finished my work for the day, but I really ought to rub the samples on my streak plate.
All right. First, let's check our inventory.
Ooh.
Yeah. There are irregular chips of ice that you chipped off the ice block from the ice box. Rub ice on streak plate. The ice produces a white streak on the streak plate and a slushy substance that melts quickly in your hands.
Science. Oh, brr.
A note has been added to your notebook. Wow, a note has been added to a notebook?
When you streak ice, it's white? I don't even know.
What did we add? Streaked ice.
Yay.
Wow.
Well, thank you, Julia, for adding random bullshit we decided to do to our notebook.
You can also streak them Jordan almonds there.
Oh, really?
Although the Jordan almonds come in an array of pleasing pastel colors, they all produce white streaks on the plate.
That wasn't geologically relevant, but it was sure fun.
A
Fuck
note
yeah.
has been added to your notebook.
You got points for that.
Awesome.
I don't know about
Streak
anything
our
else.
mug and cup. Streak mug. Rubbing that on the streak plate wouldn't reveal much. Streak glass. Nope.
Yeah.
Streak hat. No. Streak screwdriver. No.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything else you can besides the samples.
Streak self.
Ooh.
That would be great.
Salt, right? The rock salt appears fairly unremarkable.
Yeah,
we'll do that.
You can do that.
At first glance, it's clear that the cliff sample is igneous rock. This is consistent with what you'd expect for an area known for garnets. The cliff sample boasts a variety of fine specimens. It's pocked with red and white stones.
My, I can see why this area was so good for garnet mining.
Just for looking at it. Yeah. You look at the glacial sample. You took it for granite, and indeed it is. I should look at my inventory more often and loads of points. A visual inspection of the river sample helps you separate the rocks from the possible minerals.
Rocks are a combination of more than one mineral, so it's easy for me to remove these from this sample by visual inspection. I've removed the red stones from the samples as those are clearly garnets and not the subject of this fieldwork. There. Now I can analyze the sample using other methods.
Whoa.
Oh, look at that.
Did she eat them? Did she eat the garnets?
Yeah, you always eat the spare minerals.
She didn't
Nancy
say
is
she didn't.
is a distant relative to Abigail from Stardew Valley.
Also, when they talk about vitamins and minerals, that's what they're talking about.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fistful of river rocks.
Also, you were very clever in like when you talked about separating rocks from minerals. My first question is, what's the difference between a rock and a mineral? And you
This
told
was
us
also my
right
question,
away.
and it got answered
Yeah.
because this game is fucking amazing.
Oh, yeah.
'Cause, people like us who are ignorant of these things will want to know.
Can we just view everything since we're here? Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna. It's a small hammer. This would be perfect for helping you get rock specimens. This is a metal reed duck call with a carved wooden case. The trusty garden trowel has a well-turned wooden handle that fits nicely in your hand. You conclude this will be perfect for digging the riverbank for specimens. a sturdy length of rope. Your streak plate has a Mohs hardness of 6.5.
I knew it.
I can rub samples on this plate to help me identify specimens.
Excellent. It's a simple ice pick with a wooden handle. Maybe you could use this as a substitute for a mineralogist's pick. Your green felt hat. The drinking glass you got from the kitchen. Spotless. Jack is quite fastidious. The mug has a beautiful blue glaze. Excellent.
Amazing.
Right,
Let's do some streaks.
Streak salt. You take a few larger crystals of salt and rub them across your streak plate. The salt produces a white streak.
Nice.
I suppose that's to be expected. Though, if I were looking for other minerals mixed in with the salt, doing it like this is like looking for a needle in a haystack.
Inefficient.
Yeah.
Streak river sample.
Before I rub the river samples on the streak plate, I should examine it with my loupe first. Oh, I've nearly finished my work for the day, but I really ought to rub the samples on my streak plate. Oh dear. I just said that.
Oh,
no. Delete it.
All right. Well, time
Hopefully
to use the loop on all of our inventory. Oh shit, there's a whole bunch more inventory that I didn't even see. Okay, we got more.
So many
do.
things to smell, taste, and magnify.
Indeed. A handful of Jordan almonds, colorful, unpalatable, and harder than most rocks you've studied. It's the map.
Da 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 da. Oh, sorry.
It's a fine black powder. An issue of the Toronto Eye from a few weeks ago. Your lucky mineralogist's loupe, engraved with your name and attached to a handy lanyard. Great for getting a closer look at things. Is that the top? Yeah, it's the top. Let's use the loop on our loop. Aren't you a clever girl? You admire the minute dots that comprise the newspaper photograph of a round-cut diamond. The natural diamond described in the article would be an octahedron and not a faceted specimen. What an embarrassing inaccuracy. I think we actually already did
some
that.
of these things are already done.
You don't want to soil your lucky loupe by using it to examine the suit. Your notebook doesn't benefit from closer examination. Closer examination of the lodge map doesn't reveal anything new. The surface of the Jordan almond is disconcertingly smooth and unblemished. Can nothing scratch its indomitable shell?
Whoa, yeah. Nice.
The bottom of the mug has an inscription that reads as follows. AG Studio by Chris Jones, Model 360. Nice. Nice. For those who are not familiar, the blue cup is the unofficial logo of every video game made in Adventure Game Studio, because it was sprite number 1 by default in the test project, basically, when you're teaching yourself to learn AGS. The first item in your sort of inventory, and one of the sprites that's sort of packed in is a blue cup. And so Blue Cup has kind of just become this thing for all Adventure Game Studio games. And although I'm sure there are plenty that don't incorporate it, a lot of the old school AGS folks for certain do sneak them into our games in one place or another, typically.
Absolutely, yeah.
I'm very happy that you put the whole thing in there too, and it's nice to see Chris still getting credit, even though I think he stepped away from developing AGS quite a few years ago.
Yes, yeah, he has. Now it's a community of really awesome, passionate, knowledgeable people. Yeah.
Puma Man, indeed. Moving on. You admire the brilliant shine of the squeaky clean drinking glass. Your hat. Oh my goodness.
Oh my god.
Your hat looks pretty good considering you got it secondhand.
Nice.
You don't see anything exceptional about the ice pick, but it would make for a fine pick for your field work. Peering through the loop, you can see the tool marks you made with the ice pick, chipping the ice off the ice block.
It reminds me of the tool marks found in rock specimens.
Nice.
There are fine scratches on this plate, indicating it's been well used. The hempen rope is right laid and 3-stranded.
These magnified portraits are awesome.
Yeah.
Closer examination reveals the cutting edge has chunks taken out of it. You're a little surprised at this, but the area is known for garnet mines after all. As expected, the rock salt is composed of irregularly shaped crystals, but are generally cubic in shape. They are whitish to colorless.
Some of the crystals appear irregularly shaped, more octahedral than cubic, but salt is very brittle and is water-soluble, so they can be just about any shape.
We are learning so many things.
Yeah.
Is it a clue?
Yes.
Yeah. The words F.A. Allen Monmouth, Illinois are stamped into the duck call.
It's an actual company that made these things.
Awesome.
Nice.
I was figuring it
Yeah.
either was going to be that or it was going to be a clue itself. So
It's going to be a fact or a bit. Those are the two things it can be.
The hammer doesn't benefit from closer examination. Upon closer inspection, you can see that the cliff sample is coarse-grained, leading you to conclude it is an intrusive igneous rock.
Diamond is an intrusive igneous rock, meaning they are formed below the Earth's surface where they had time to form into larger crystals. It's possible that this area could be geologically suitable for diamonds.
That's big news.
Big news.
Big if true.
Big if true. Closely examining the glacial sample with the loupe, you can definitely conclude that it's granite.
Granite.
This sample has a pheneritic texture. That means the crystals that make up this boulder can be seen by the naked eye.
Nice.
This particular specimen is composed mostly of quartz and some feldspar, which is typical.
I could not tell you what feldspar looks like.
Just a rocky rock, kind of.
Closely examining the river sample with the loupe, you can see that some of the specimens have tiny arching scratches and a pitted frosted surface.
Some of this is river glass, so I can eliminate these specimens from the sample. River glass and sea glass are bits of glass that have been tumbled with water and stones for years. It can sometimes look like minerals.
Wow. I've really eliminated a lot of the river sample here. All right. Scratch river sample. You rub the specimens from the river sample on the streak plate.
A genie emerges.
I am the genie of the river rock. One of the specimens produces a white streak.
This streak plate probably has a mote hardness of 6.5, so the specimen is softer than that. Since diamonds have a mote hardness of 10, I can conclude that this part of the specimen is not a diamond.
The remaining specimens from the river sample don't make any streaks on the streak plate.
When the specimen doesn't make a streak, this is sometimes called a colorless streak. The streak plate has a mote hardness of 6.5 to 7. That means the minerals in this specimen are harder than that. Garnets have a hardness of up to 7.5, and diamonds have a mote hardness of 10, so they wouldn't make a streak.
I'm just picturing Albert behind a tree back there watching her talk to the river out
Take
loud.
notes.
Thank fuck I don't know shit about mineralogy.
I wonder. See, this is a mistake that I think has been fixed in a later version. I wonder if Albert will let me borrow one of his mote hardness picks so I can test the remaining bits of my river specimen, because we know that it's already gone, so she shouldn't be able to see this. So I think it's been fixed, but who knows?
It's not the craziest plot hole. Like, she might just be assuming that he's going to get it back, right?
Yeah,
okay.
you might just
explain.
be assuming that I could get it back. Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Oh, anyway, it's fixed anyway, probably. If it's not,
it being
even if
gone
it's fixed.
forever, that would almost be the weirder assumption to be like, it's gone forever.
True.
Yeah, and there's only half a dozen people around here, so someone might have seen it, unless it was actually carried off by a bear, as Jack said.
I like Jack's bear theory though.
Oh, fun fact: there was gonna be a bear in this game. But
Oh,
I was gonna have like more stuff happen. Like there would be like an attack on someone that could have been a murder that someone tried to make to look like a bear attack, and then wasn't
Nice.
and stuff. But I didn't do it. I just didn't.
I definitely want to
sorry.
see the outtake of the death sequence. That's just the entire bear fight from The Revenant, but it's Nancy and a bear.
It's probably too gory for my game anyway. So anyway, it didn't work. Wonderful. I'm satisfied with my fieldwork and analysis for today. My,
Time to
it's getting
go
late.
to sleep.
Yes, bedtime. Still light out, but I'm pleased with my work today.
Your stomach rumbles. It's dinner time. Proceed to the dining room when you're ready to eat. Inuit has been added to your notebook. We only streaked the river sample, though. Does it just automatically streak all of them?
No, like this is just bonus you can do if you want.
Rubbing that on the streak plate wouldn't reveal much.
That's weird. Yeah, it should be like streak boulder sample. Yeah.
Yeah, you rub the sample from the glacial erratic onto the streak plate, but no streak is produced.
This sample is granite, which has the most hardness of 7, so I'm not surprised that it didn't make a streak on the plate. But it's you still get them points that don't I track the points,
yeah.
but you're not gonna see them points at the end of this or anything.
It's not gonna matter. I'm getting points, but they're useless.
It'll matter to me.
Yeah, I mean, there's
Exactly.
like honestly, there's like probably something like 900 points in this game, and I'm like, I just don't want to keep track of this anymore. So I did. I mean, there's a hidden score that no one is seeing, but every time I would test the game, would get different point scores, and I just got fed up with it. So I'm like, I'm not revealing this. So I didn't.
Do we have a special way of looking at it later?
Nope.
There's just no way to know without a debug command what the
Nope.
score is. Fair enough. Is there a debug command to see it?
I did have one, but I don't remember if it's still there. I mean, it's not in the released version, of course, but I don't even know if it's still in the tester version. If I have it somewhere, you can. I used to have like a GUI that would like have it on screen, or even it would be in the main menu. There might have been a parser command to reveal the score, but I can't. There's so much of this game I cannot remember.
I remember a number of months ago that you were polling your Discord about visible score or not.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No. I just I ultimately decided it was just too much trouble, and there are other kinds of score things we do at the end. So it's you know, if you want to get full score, you can still do that, but it's not going to be out of like 900 and something. It's going to be much lower.
Right. So, does it just have sort of an upper threshold, and if you manage to get a combination of points that exceeded that, then you're good, and probably a couple of sort of critical items?
Yeah, so I mean, we're going to get to this in years from now, but when we get to the end of the game, it tracks some stuff that you found out and like asked about or saw and stuff like that, but also a lot of it has to do with like answering certain debrief, you know, the questions that you get asked and everything. So the combination of those two things are going to give you a few scores.
Excellent. Streak cliff sample. Because the specimens are embedded into the cliff sample, it's a bit too awkward to rub against the streak plate.
That's okay. It's still a nice sample and a good piece of fieldwork.
A note has been added to your notebook. Break up cliff sample with pick. You aren't a vandal?
Whoa.
Vandalizing a piece of rock that I myself gathered.
Mm-hmm.
Doopy-doopy-doo. Well,
Dopey-dopey-doo. Walking through the fields. Going into the boathouse.
Julia, I never asked if you managed to get a chance to clean up some of the samples you got from Wasson Bluff.
I have, in fact. Yeah. Soaked them and stuff, so they're like a little bit cleaner looking. Yeah. I think in my last month's Crimson Gazette, I had some before and after pictures. That I can, like, I'll send a link and stuff.
Awesome. I'd love to see.
Yeah, I cleaned up a few of them, like, kind of nicely, but yeah, it's not like a miracle worker or anything like that. But yeah, some good ones. In fact, I think I'm working on the November Crimson Gazette right now, so I'm going to have more like before and after pictures, hopefully. Maybe some more just close-ups of some of the specimens now that they're clean.
excellent.
Yes.
There is a huge Casepo here, or maybe it's a bandstand. It's built close enough to the lodge to be convenient, yet far enough away not to disturb guests in their rooms with sounds of revelry. The lodge is to the east, and the carriage house is to the south. Look, Casepo. It was hard to say that and not spell it like Casepo.
Yeah.
When you're uncertain whether or not this is a gazebo or a bandstand, you know it's definitely not a pergola. The gazebo has a red roof and is painted bright white. You can imagine it was the site of much entertainment and celebration, but no longer. Practice stand-up routine. You can't use practice in this game. Perform stand-up routine.
Yeah, the only
You
thing
can't
I'm
use
missing
perform in this
in
game.
this is like how a lot of her adventure games have all sorts of jokes, and there's an ability to listen to stand-up comedian. I'm afraid I did not have that in this game. I'm sorry.
I mean, most of the stand-up comedian bits were in Leisure Suit Larry games anyway, so
I think
you're not.
I feel like there's at least one other game where they had some kind of person telling a bunch of jokes. I can't remember which series it was.
We encountered one during my tenure for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sure, yeah. I mean, there's like Keep On Laughing from Quest for Glory 2.
And also Phantasmagoria 2 with those emails. That's kind of the same thing. Yeah.
In a manner of speaking, yeah, absolutely. It's not bereft of jokes outside of the Leisure Suit Larry series, but like a stand-up routine being performed feels more like a Larry thing.
Yeah.
And certainly wasn't something that showed up in the in Colonel's Bequest or Dagger of Amon-Ra. Dagger of Amon-Ra had a performance for certain.
And it was great.
The Speakeasy, yeah. Ooh, one of those gigantic wooden chairs that are impossible to get out of.
Yes. I was just thinking about how low that looks right now.
Well, I mean, that's pretty accurate, though, honestly. Like that shit's usually like 4 inches off the ground. And then like at a 45-degree angle upward so that your ass like sinks into it and your body like conforms to a V shape. So
that's the only, the Adirondack is the only true way to sit outside.
Adirondack. You can't use Adirondack in this.
Guess
game.
not.
It's an Adirondack chair, though, isn't it? This is the west side of the house. A cobblestone path leads west to a Casepo. South of here is the front section of the lodge. North is dense forest. Sit. Sitting on the edge.
The Adirondack was invented between 1900 and 1903.
Oh, I could have done it.
You could have done it.
It's not even a trademark name? That oh, wow.
I don't believe so, no.
What a missed opportunity.
I can't believe the inventor's name was Thomas Lee and not Thomas Adirondack.
Yes.
Well, it was made in the Adirondack Mountains.
Yeah.
So it was popularized there.
Discovered by Thomas Adirondack.
He discovered it. It was created by the mountains. And
I was saying the mountains were discovered by a man named Adirondack as a joke, but I like your version better.
The mountains secreted these chairs out. And this guy discovered the chairs just one day.
Just a natural wood formation.
I give you
it's
the
actually
gift.
a bush. You gingerly step around the soft patch of earth in front of the bench before taking a seat, not wanting to swile your shoes.
Youch! Oh, I think I've got a splinter.
You stand up.
This is not a comfortable place to sit.
Well, that's how you know
Also
it's not an
accurate of
Adirondack.
chairs.
No, I love Adirondacks. You can even put your drink on the little arms.
It's
Guys,
true, you can.
For the mailbag episode in a couple episodes, give us yay or nay on Adirondacks.
I'm not naying Adirondacks. I'm just saying they are not comfortable chairs.
Oh man, I've fallen asleep in many an Adirondack.
I could also fall asleep in an Adirondack. the getting into and even the sitting on the Adirondack chair is not the painful part.
No, it's the getting up.
The standing up afterwards.
Yeah, absolutely.
Etymologically, the word Adirondack comes apparently from a Mohawk word, which means eaters of trees.
Eaters of trees. Wow.
What the?
This is the front western section of the lodge. To the west, you can see the carriage house. South of here is the forest. East of here is the lodge's front door. Sorry, Matt, I cut you off.
No, I was just. What the hell?
Eaters of trees.
The eaters of trees. It's wacky.
I couldn't find any clarifying note about what was eating trees or why. I hope it's some kind of cryptid. That's my favorite version that would be.
Yeah.
Mothman.
The Mothman. The Mothman.
Can't use bushes in this game.
Nope.
Oh.
Garden? I don't see anything noteworthy. All right.
Oh, wow.
Mm-mm.
Oh, there's no look. I can't right click to look.
Nope.
Look. Plants. Don't see anything noteworthy. Flowers. Flower bed.
See, Julia, you made something beautiful. So beautiful that we thought we could interact with it, but I guess not.
No, I guess not.
It's just the caliber of artist that Julia is. Those plants are nothing to her. Nothing noteworthy.
I mean, this is barely a game, really. I mean, can't interact with anything.
Barely a game.
Barely a game.
Oh, I can't
Delete
use bushes in this game. That's right.
Delete it.
Delete it.
I can just say that, oh yeah, I'm sorry, Luke, the most recent update of the game has the most poetic description of those flower beds.
Yeah. You lie awake at night.
Yeah.
Just realizing that you didn't have those descriptions in there on release, and you're like, no, I have to change this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's a check you want to write, though, considering there may be people who watch this and then go to check on the recent version.
I'm so sorry. It was just a joke.
You are now deeper in the forest. Luckily, there is a path to guide your way. Looking north, you can see the lodge. East is the smokehouse. West is a scenic overview of the lodge. And south is the Yeti.
A Yeti?
I'm definitely expected to get eaten by something in that clearing thanks to Quest for Glory.
Yeah. This looks very much to me like the area just east of Spielberg where you free the fox in the trap.
Yeah.
This is the western section of the forest. A dirt path runs west and east. You think if you walk north into the woods, you might find your way back to the lodge. South leads to the boathouse. Yeah, like if I went just north and then east, I would get to the giant's cave and have to give him a bushel of apples, which we have access to.
Oh dear.
I see what you're doing.
What do we call the hexapodal creatures, non-sentient lion things from Quest for Glory?
Hexapodal?
You mean they had
the
6
lion
limbs.
taurs?
Not the lion tours, the other ones, the ones that were not people. And I kept questioning. But they called Cheetors?
Yes.
Yeah,
Even though they were panthers.
Clearly. The leopardmen were the ones that could think, and the Cheetors were the mindless ones.
We're two-legged, though.
And I couldn't understand why they weren't people. Anyway, I was expected to get eaten by one of those in these clearings.
You should have it hacked. Okay. You should add it in a patch. Monster DLC.
It's just the same game, but it's fucking impossible because you keep getting eaten by things.
You get into combat, Julia fucking pulls out a sword and a shield and just like bum 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 bum.
Or just whole combat system. That'd be great too.
Yeah. Get on it, Julia.
See, these are all, I'm taking notes.
Only text parser combat controls, though.
Oh, yeah.
We don't want those 2 people who gave it a thumbs down on Steam to get any ideas that we're listening to their shitty ideas.
Oh God.
Quest for Crimson.
Yeah. Well, remember how about 45 minutes ago I said because of all the water I drank, I was going to have to hit the bathroom? Guess what?
Are we there? Are we there?
I'm like, I can see the future.
Yeah, I was about to say, the prophecy has come true.
The prophecy is true. I have to actually go.
All right, I guess that's the end of the episode. Thanks for watching, everybody. See you next time.
Stick and stay. We love you.
Hey, guys, we really do. We'll see you in a few minutes or hours.
Sometimes things are true even when I say them in a stupid voice.
Yeah.
You can, it doesn't matter how stupid the voice is. If it's true, it's true.
That should be the next speakeasy passphrase.
Doesn't matter how stupid the voice is. If it's true, it's true.
Yes.
That would be a better one. I would.
That's almost better. Yeah.
I love it.
Bye,
All right. I'm going to go.
Bye-bye.
Bye.